everybody. Just about to start. Today we're going to be doing some figure drawing practice. So I have picked some references here for myself. If you want to follow along or practice with me, I can do that. So it's not really anatomy practice per se, but trying to capture the essence of the figure and draw the figure as best as I can in a short amount of time, right? So I usually try, we'll see how it goes, but I try to do these in about 10, 15 minutes maybe, but we can practice and see how it goes. So usually the way I start figure drawing is I usually start with a gesture. And the way I do gesture is usually just the Michael Hampton method. So you start with a circle, usually for the head, or a sphere, to the neck. Maybe this is a bit too big. We do where the neck is going, and then I try and draw kind of where the bend is. There's a usually in when we're doing figure drawing, there's a area where it has a bit of a bend, and then another area that has a stretch. So in this case, the bend is here, right? So we can do that, and then there's the stretch. With gesture, we're not trying to really do the contour of the body. So try and remember that always. Hard sometimes to we just forget that. But I try and remember that so that when I'm drawing, I don't get caught. I put wrapping lines to give indication of the form. So here, the chest is kind of this way, and the hips are maybe this way. And then we have this leg here. And then we'll add to it, we'll add more form and more stuff to it after. But for now, I'm just starting with the gesture. And then we have the foot. And then we have the other leg. It's coming out here. And then comes back this way. And then we have the leg, or the foot, I mean. Then we have the shoulder and the arms. Always, I like adding wrapping lines because it gives me indication of where everything is going, so that when I want to draw or add more detail, it'll be easier for me to do that after. So now that we have that, I can reduce the opacity of the gesture a little bit. You can kind of see it. And then on top of that, I try and add some more forms and add more details. So this is the face. We won't really focus too much on drawing the face. Just simplify it. Right? At the neck here. Then we can start with some of the main landmarks. For example, let's draw the rib cage. I like to do the center line. Like, where is the center line going? Kind of goes like that. And then that is kind of where lands where the egg or the sphere of the rib cage. Then we can just put some details to it. This is how I practice. You don't obviously have to do all of this, but this is just my way of practicing figures. I need to do more. I guess I need to do more anatomy studies, but for now, I am just practicing simple forms and adding them here. even this box shape. It's not really necessary at this point. So I try and I have studied a bit of anatomy before, so I have some basic understanding. Not amazing, but a little bit of understanding. And then this comes here. And the center line is here. And then we got the legs. This leg comes here, and there's the knee. And then we got the back of the leg. Right? I think this should be more out. Like that. That's the knee here. And then here is almost going straight. And then we got the foot. And then now we go to the other leg. To the knee. Like that. It's here. And then this part of the leg. And then we got this as well. Like that. Looks a bit weird, but can fix that after. A little bit better. And then we can come here to the shoulders. Can maybe do a little bit more fine here, a little bit more. This. The shoulder comes down here. Arms, the biceps. I was thinking about forms, right? I don't really care too much about anatomy at this point. I've learned that forms come first. Learning anatomy obviously is important and helps make better drawing. But if we don't know our forms, and I practice, like I can see here, obviously you can see this, the skills of observation. Like you see this triangle, how wide this angle is, this empty space compared to this. So maybe we can fix that. And grab this. Oops. Rotate. Bring it in. Right? And we got the other arm. Bit of foreshortening here. Comes in. And then it goes back out like this. kind of the basics of it. So this was the first time. It was a little bit of a warm-up also. Maybe the next one we do, we can also add some shading to define the forms a little bit more. But for now, this was the first one we did. It's about 10 minutes. General idea of what it should be, what it looks like. And obviously reduce the opacity again and define it more or refine it more and make it a little bit better. But we can go to the next one. Let's do this one. Okay. Next one, this one here. Similar idea. Let's start with the gesture first. The head. Some wrapping lines indicate where it's going. At the neck. Maybe the neck is going this way. And then we got the back. And then we got the stretch. Wrapping lines. Right. There's back leg is going all the way back like that. And then the front leg is coming this way. Some wrapping lines. Okay, the wrapping lines are the other way. It's going towards the back. And they're on the same level. I was trying to find ways to fix my proportions or reference my proportions. Then we got, see the shoulders, the angle is almost this way. We got one shoulder here. It's coming down, then out. And the other shoulder is here. It's going here and then back. So now let's add some more form and turn it into a figure. Whenever I'm doing these, I try and stay zoomed out as much as I can. And I can zoom in later if I want to add details. Center line is here. There's the egg. Right? Comes down here, goes out. Here as well. Goes this way. Down here, there's the knee. The curve, the S curve here. then almost see your straight line. Like this has come too long. It's to be here. And the other leg comes here, near the knee, and a little bit lower than this knee. And the back side of the leg. Goes up like this. Goes down here. Shoulders down. Okay, so that's that. Right. Looking weird, but let's fix it. This is the problem. This needs to come out more. comes up like this, goes there and comes down. Now, if we want to add some shading to this, we can do that. Let's try and practice that. Taking just the soft round brush, just for fun. Because I really don't want to do too much here, just adding some definitions to some of these forms. Right, because if the light is coming from the right side, all of this should be in shadow. Shadow here. Do the hair. That's just basic drawing of this one. Okay. So you can see I'm just doing these quick ones, not trying to do too much. Let's do this one. Okay. All right. So this one, the head. And what it's looking at. And then got the bend here. And then we got this. We got that. We got this leg. Okay. We got this other leg. It's coming more towards us. Okay. We can do a bit more with this one. The shoulder has that angle. And the other shoulder is here and it's going out. And then it's holding something else. Okay. See, very simple gesture drawing, but it captures the essence of the figure. And now we can just start doing the figure drawing. bit of a low angle, so see a little bit at the bottom of the face. And there's quite a bit of bend here, like it's really facing up. The leg muscles are pretty big here, so we can see all of that. Right. Here also the muscles are huge. And the calves. But the other leg. Okay, now the arms. Do the arms here. Lots of muscles. Biceps. I'm I'm the other way. When I try and go on paper, I think it's just because I don't practice it enough. But I feel like if I put in the time and practice on paper, sometimes I practice. I'm starting to try and develop the habit of practicing or doing sketchbook. It's just sometimes I just come to the computer instead and just draw here. We'll do the other arm. Yeah, I feel like having a sketchbook is very helpful. Like digital, like because I do everything digitally, I feel like everything that I start has to be a project. But when I go on my sketchbook, things are, they don't have to be a project. It can be anything. Right? There's no pressure of creating something good. That's why I like having the sketchbook. Okay. Let's try and add some light and shadow to it. Just one layer like this first. And then we can start adding more light and shadow. Okay. So it's a very muscular body. Defining some of these shapes. Need to practice more. Figure drawing and construction drawing. All of this is in the shadow. We'll add the light soon. Now it's just shadows. Also generally darker. Now if I go to the light, that they really light here for some reason. The lighting on this a bit more complicated than I thought. All of this is in light. The head is in light. Cheeks, nose. And then we can draw the hair going from the back, going down, comes down here. Thanks. It's those are very refined. Those thighs, there's lots of muscles here. Can add more details. The knee. Here and here. Bit of light here. Bit of light here. There. Yeah. And here. And then shadow here. There we go. The eye sockets are also in shadow. Ears in shadow. Yeah. Okay. Let's do the next one. I think this one turned out okay. Next one, seating position. Let's see. Maybe with figure drawing, you need to do a bunch of gesture drawings, as at least for me, to warm up. First few didn't turn out that well, but here we are. It is way too forward. Back. Got the one leg coming out this way. Knee. And then the other leg. Line contour drawing one time? What do you mean line contour drawing? Okay, and then the other shoulder. Down and comes here. Seating position. Okay, so now let's reduce the opacity. And then oh, okay. You can only look at your reference. You have to draw without looking at the page. Interesting. That's That's gonna be a mess. I can already imagine the mess that my drawing is going to be. Yeah, because it's hard. Like, how are we? Are you supposed to? Especially if it's a complex drawing. Maybe simple one. Even simple one. I don't know. I feel like you almost have to do it all in one shot so that you don't mess it up. This leg is way too long. We got the other leg coming this way. Same. I feel like this is way too long. Let's make it shorter. This one in general should go in more. Yeah, that's much better. Okay. Bring it down here. Yeah, I think maybe I should finish the box. Talking about the chest area. Oh, this box. This box here. Yes. Yes. Because it helps put things in place. You're right. So now I can see that this leg is completely lower than it should be. Should needs to be higher. And I can see that this should be more this way. We got this, and we got the other one. go. The arm, elbow. Oh, feels off. This one. Head is maybe too small. Okay. Yeah, overall, the legs are too long. We can fix that. Like, yeah, I feel like all of this needs to move in a bit. I think that is better. Now, if I want to add some light and shadow to it, give it some form. Here, here. 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 Shadow on this side. Add a bit of shadow and then we can add highlights now so that there's more of a value to the mid-tone. Here. Okay, I think for a quick figure drawing, I think it's not bad. Obviously spend a lot more time trying to refine it. For a quick study, it's pretty good. Okay. Let's move on to the last one. Do the last one, and then that's it for today's practice. Do this one. I like this pose. There's pretty dynamic, even though it's just standing. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we do the egg for the rib cage, center line. Bring it here. And it goes like this. So then, see, there's quite a bit of curve here and twist. the leg. Oh, and then this one, the bone is straight, and we get a bit of muscle added here. This is way too muscular. Tone it down a bit. Right here. Like I overdid it with the muscles here, with the size of it. It's okay. Here also. The knee is. The calf is. And we got the foot. Ballet shoes are throwing me off. Yeah, like this is way too wide. Down. Okay. Let's do this part now. It turned out very weird proportions. You can say we try to exaggerate. We use that excuse. Okay. Let's add some light and shadow and oops. Just add the base. Okay. So now if we want to add shadow, we can easily add that. Okay, let's add some light. Abs here are kind of dominant. You can see it. Same with the muscles here. Same here, dark here. We get the light here. Light here. Light here. Yeah, so that's basically simple drawing, right? And sometimes these quick drawings are good practice just to see if we can simplify things and our brain can see things very quickly. But it's not good to do it all the time because the end result doesn't always look good. So it doesn't make feel discouraged when we look at this. Like we did each one like 10, 15 minutes. It really doesn't help with learning anatomy. It just helps with trying to see the figure, simplify it, and draw what we see. So that's why I practice it. I need to practice more construction and like form and construction and how to do that into the body because I can see I lack that, and a lot of times my figure drawing is off because of that. So once I practice that more, then these quick drawings will even be better. Anyways, so that's it for today. And I will see you guys next time.